One of the most common areas of confusion in JCT contracts is the difference between a variation and a loss and expense claim. Both can increase the amount payable to the contractor, but they arise in very different ways and have distinct rules of assessment. So, what is a variation? Well, a variation is an instruction from the architect or contract administrator to change the works described in the contract. This could mean adding or omitting work, changing design, quality or quantity, or altering the order of timing of construction, if allowed by the contract. Variations should be valued under the contract, for example using contract rates or fair valuation. In short, a variation pays a contractor for doing different work. And what is loss and expense? Well, loss and expense arises when the contractor incurs additional costs because of a relevant matter caused by the employer, such as a late issue of design information, late instructions disrupting the contractor's planned sequence, or delay in possession of the site. This is not about paying for extra work, it's about compensating the contractor for the financial impact of delay or disruption, such as extended site prelims, idle labour or plant, or reduced productivity. In short, loss and expense pays the contractor for the extra costs of carrying out the agreed work, when those costs arise from employer-related issues. So let's look at these side by side. We'll start with the trigger. For a variation, it's an instruction to change the work. And for loss and expense, it's an employer-related disruption or delay. Onto the payment basis. For a variation, it's the price of the added, omitted, or changed work. And for loss and expense, it's the additional cost incurred. So that's the prelims, the inefficiencies, overheads. Okay, now we look at how we value these works. So for a variation, we use the contract rates or a fair valuation or agreement. And for loss and expense, we need to substantiate the evidence. So we're looking at a substantiated evidence of actual cost. Finally, we look at the purpose. What's the purpose of a variation? Well, the purpose of a variation is to pay for the work itself. And loss and expense is to compensate for the impact on performance. One question we get asked is, can they overlap? And the answer is yes. Sometimes a late variation can have a double effect. So for example, the contractor is paid for the extra work under the variation, but if the late timing of the instruction also causes disruption or prolongation, the contractor may also claim loss and expense as well. So, for contractors and employees alike, the key here is documentation. Variations should be recorded through clear instructions and priced accordingly. Loss and expense requires careful records of costs, site diaries, and evidence to demonstrate entitlement. Understanding the line between the two can help prevent disputes and keep cash flow flowing fairly on both sides of the contract. Now, if you need help and support, we at Metroun can definitely help. We support contractors and employees in navigating the complexities of JCT contracts, from preparing and evaluating variations to substantiating loss and expense claims. Our team ensures you get the clarity and fairness you deserve. So whether you need advice on contract administration, claims preparation, or dispute avoidance, we're here to help you achieve the best outcome for your project. Visit us at www.metroun.co.uk.